Hey everybody, welcome back to the 80slashers.com YouTube channel. In this video, I will be discussing every kill within Friday the 13th Part 2. All the blood, all the guts, all the practical effects, and I will be ranking them from my least favorite kills to my favorite kills within the film. So this should be a fun one. Alright, so let's get to it. Friday the 13th, Part 2. 1981. This is a obviously this is a classic. This is a great film. I love this film. In this in this film we have nine confirmed deaths. Eight of which we see on screen. One is obviously off screen. And then there's one that's there's another death, like a tenth, that's you know potential up for debate whether this person died or not. But we'll get into all that. Now, when I think of this film and this franchise, this is the one that this film could have had the potential to be one of the greatest in the franchise for kills, if it hadn't gotten butchered by the MPAA, all the censors. It's such a shame that so many of these kills we didn't get to see the final effects for them. This film and Part 5 in the franchise are the two that really stand out. I know some of the other ones got censored as well, but Part 2 and Part 5, they really, man, like some of the kills just really got cut up. It's really too bad. But you know what? Even with all the censoring within this film, we still get some great kills. Some of them, were censored just a little bit, so we got some really good stuff in here. So let's get into them. So first off, we'll talk about some of the off-screen kills that we don't get to see. Now the first one I'll talk about is for the character. Her name was Terry, and I'll put some images here. Yeah, Terry was basically the eye candy of the film. She had a really nice nude scene in this film. And yeah, we never get to see her kill. We get to see her beaten body at the end of the film. Um, and I believe, I don't know, I'm assuming that's how she was, that's how she was killed. It looks like she was just beaten to death, or we don't really get an explanation of exactly what it was. Yeah, Terry. It's too bad we didn't get to see her kill. And then the other, well, I don't even know if you can call it an off-screen kill, because it's for the character Paul Holt, who was like the head counselor, the leader of all, like the trainer for all the incoming new counselors for the camp. Um, and he basically possibly was killed at the end of the film. It's still kind of unclear what happened to him. But the consensus is that he didn't make it. He didn't survive the film. So, but we don't know. We don't get to see his body. We don't get to even hear any dialogue about what exactly happened. Um, yeah. So who knows about Paul? So yeah, Terry and Paul, and then I guess the last one I'll mention is Muffin the dog. Muffin the dog. The all we see some pretty brutal remains found for poor Muffin. And I guess we have to assume that in this film, Jason kills dogs. I guess it kind of makes sense that of all the Friday films, this is when Jason is at his most animalistic, I would say. Like we see where he's been living, the toilet he's been using in his house, and like I don't blame him. He's part animal. Very very woodsy, very backwoods, just he's kind of like a mountain man at this point. And yeah, so I guess he kills dogs, little white foo-foo type of dogs. I don't know. So yeah, poor Muffin. So that's the kills that we don't get to see. Um so yeah, so like I said, there's 8 on-screen kills that we're going to talk about. one of them is if you're familiar with the film, you know it's a two for one. So basically, there's basically seven kill scenes in this film that I'm gonna rank. Um, so let's get into it. So coming in at number seven. All right, so for this kill here, this is Vicky. The character's name is Vicky. Um, this one is I wasn't even gonna include it on this list, to be honest, because it's kind of is off screen. We don't get to see any practical effects or anything like that. Basically, you know, she stumbles upon Jason and she ends up getting stabbed in the gut. You know, and the camera stays above her waist. So again, I don't know if this is a censor issue, and though we initially got to see it, I don't know why they would cut that. So, um, but yeah, there's nothing great here. We get to see her face, we get to see her reaction. It's a good scene. I like this scene, especially when the beginning of the scene we see, you know, there's some cool use of lighting with like I think the lightning outside. It flashes some blue light on her face and the shock on her face. It's pretty tense, pretty scary. So yeah, this is a good scene. But in terms of kills, it's not great. We don't get to see too much. So yeah, this is my least favorite of the on-screen kills. So yeah, so number seven, we got Vicky. All right, number six. All right, so this is of course the death scene of Crazy Ralph, who you know who was a fan favorite, I guess, from the first film, and he stuck his nose into things one too many times, and he finally met his demise in part two. This is a pretty good one. You know, he gets garroted with barbed wire up against a tree. Um, yeah, it's not a good way to die. Pretty bad way to die, I would think. My only complaint about this scene is I just wish it was longer. Like again, I don't know if this is an issue with maybe the original was longer, and it got cut. But yeah, I just wish it was a little longer, a little more struggling, a little more blood. But just the way it was filmed, you know, getting the barbed wire around the throat, you know, up against a tree, and you just see like the like you see the hands reach around. It's a cool shot. It's a good kill, and it's yeah, it's a pretty good one. So yeah, coming in number six, we Crazy Ralph. All right, all right. So on to number five. All right, so this of course is the kill for Deputy Winslow. Um, yeah, this is a good scene. This is where we get to see where Jason's been living. You know, since his mother got decapitated. Not a welcoming home, I guess you would say. Um, but yeah, Deputy Winslow, he takes a hammer claw to the back of the head. Um, yeah, this is a pretty good kill. Again, the editing is really quick. It seems like when like the hammer goes in, and like, it's again probably sensors, but it's there's still enough there that it's really good. I love a good hammer to the head. You know, like the eyes kind of, as soon as the hammer hits, the eyes always kind of bulge. It's like that moment of shock on the victim, and yeah, this is a good one. You know, do you see Jason kind of coming up behind, kind of like a psycho feel, almost like the hammer, like the hand, the hammer. There's something familiar about this one. It's yeah, it's a pretty good one. You know, I just again I just wish there was more. Um, the editing wasn't cut so quickly. But yeah, it's pretty good one, pretty good one. So yeah, that was number five, Deputy Winslow. All right, coming in at number four. All right, so number four, of course, this is the death scene of Alice Hardy, the final girl from the original Part One film. Um, this is a good one. This is Alice takes an ice pick through the temple. Yeah, this is great. This is a good one. It's not a good way to be killed. Ice pick through the temple. That, yeah, not fun, not fun. Again though, similar to the Deputy Winslow kill, the editing was really quick on this one. Again, I feel like this like I'm broken record keeps repeating it, but the censors I feel like just, it's just, I don't know, like usually the best practical effects, like you see like something like an ice pick, and you see it hit the temple, and then there's like a pause, and you see it kind of go in, and you kind of see it go out, and the these type of kills, when the practical effects are utilized perfectly, like you see the whole thing, and they have a way of making it really, just really graphic. And this one's kind of really choppy, but just for the like the type of kill it was, it's I have it at number four because Ice Pick the Temple's terrible. But if it wasn't for the editing, this one could have been a really really great kill. And you know what? It should have been, just because of who was getting killed. Like, this was like the final girl. At this point, people didn't really know Jason Voorhees in part two. Like, this was, everyone knew Alice Hardy way more than Jason Voorhees at this time. Jason Voorhees was just a little boy in the first film. Nobody really knew that much. So the fact that Alice was getting killed, this should have been, this was a big moment, and it got I don't know, it got cut a little too much for me, but still a good kill. Terrible death. So yeah, number four, Alice Hardy, Ice Pick through the Temple. All right, number three. All right, so this is character's name is Scott, and this is I like this one a lot. This is he's basically, as you can see, he's hanging upside down, and he gets his throat slit. Um, yeah, this was a great scene. I really like this one. There's two main reasons why I like this so much. One is the kind of just the helplessness of this scene, just being hung upside down. You're just so helpless. Like, you can't move, you're trapped, and it kind of has an element of terror associated with that. It's just, yeah, it's really scary. And the second part is just something about throat slits just always gets to me. They're just very really effective. They're really, I don't know, they're just really in your face. And because you get way close up there, and you just like you see the slit, and then there's like a little line, and then it usually opens up and the blood comes out. Just very graphic, very effective. Yeah, this is I don't know, I'm a sucker for throat slits. So um, now this one, there was a great throat slit in part one. The character Annie from part one. This one is not as good because, again, probably the editing. It could have been longer. Annie's was great, man. Like, her wound opened up really wide, and she kind of reached up and grabbed it, and then the blood was pouring out. This one we don't get as much graphic detail, um, but couple, but it's good. But then couple the throat slit with him being hung upside down, just so vulnerable and helpless. Yeah, this is a good one. Um, so yeah, so coming in at number three, Scott getting his throat slit. All right, let's move on to number two. All right, so here, this is an infamous one. This is the characters Jeff and Sandra. Um, and this is of course where they get impaled together after having some fun adult time. They get impaled through their bed with a spear. Um, Now, this is the kill in the film, and in maybe the whole franchise, that that the censors just butchered. Just, man, this one, like, you don't get to see anything. I almost ranked this one lower on the list just because you don't really see much. But I had to put it up because it's so infamous, and it's such a great kill. It could have been maybe the greatest kill in the franchise if it wasn't for the censors. Um, But even with the editing, I decided to put it high on this list just for the aesthetic of the kill and just the creativity of it. Just like um, just the idea of it is fantastic, and it's like these people are having a great moment together, and they're all relaxed and you know in like bliss, after what they just did, and then this comes through and just sticks a spear through them right through the floor, and they see it shove into the floorboards. It's fantastic. Um, yeah, it's just I just wish it wish it wasn't censored so much. Now I said that it ranks high for its creativity, but for those of you who may or may not know, this is not an original kill. This one, this kill clearly was ripped off from a 1971 film from director Mario Bava called A Bay of Blood. Um, and if you've never seen A Bay of Blood, I cannot recommend it enough. It's an Italian, giallo slash slasher film, and yeah, it basically defined. It was one of the biggest um, like influential films that inspired the entire 80s slasher genre. And stuff just like this kill is in that film, but it's not censored like it is here. It's fantastic. It's much better in A Bay of Blood. So if you like that, go check out Mario Bava's A Bay of Blood. Um, and yeah, that's it's a good one. So, anyways, number two, Jeff and Sandra. It's a good kill. It's fantastic. I just wish we got more. Because we barely got anything in the version that we have in here. Um, yeah. Sorry. So that's number two. All right. I think everyone knows. Everyone probably knew when I started this what was going to be number one. But that's let's get on to it anyway. So number one. All right. So of course we have the character's name is Mark, and this is probably the most memorable kill, not only obviously in the entire film, but possibly the entire franchise. This is when poor Mark gets a machete to the face, and then he takes a tumble in his wheelchair down a very long set of stairs. Um, this kill's fantastic. This is probably, yeah, this is the most mean-spirited kill in the entire franchise, and it's I don't think it's questionable. Like this is so mean spirited, and there's so many layers as to why. First off, um, like the guy's in a wheelchair, so when you see this movie, like, oh, they're not gonna kill the guy in the wheelchair, are they? But not only do they kill the guy in the wheelchair, but it's the most brutal death in the entire film. So that's terrible. Two, yeah, it's just like a machete to the face. Oh, brutal. And this one, the editing is not too bad. I guess they maybe the filmmakers fought with the censors, like, listen, this is the highlight kill in this film. We can't butcher this one up too much. You already ruined the double impalement with the spear. Give us this one. So this one wasn't too bad. I'm sure there was some stuff cut out, but for the most part, you see some pretty good stuff. The machete to the face is just brutal. And then the third thing that made this so mean spirited is it's like an insult to injury type of thing. Like the poor guy's in a wheelchair, got a machete to the face, but then he gets pushed or rolled down the stairs, and it's just, oh man, it's just brutal. But it's funny. Like you don't want to laugh at this. Like the actor who played him is not in a wheelchair. So I guess it's okay to laugh at the ridiculousness of this scene. Um, but yeah, it's just insult to injury. And the fourth reason is the poor guy was just about to get it on with some fun adult time with Vicky, and Jason put an end to it. The poor guy, he blocked him. You know what I'm saying? It's it's oh man, yeah, just mean on so many different levels. Um, yeah, and I have to say, like the machete to the face part of this kill is fantastic. Obviously, it's great, but the the fall down the stairs, man, that is such a good piece of horror filmmaking. it must have been so tough to get that shot. I know I've seen some stuff where they had like the wheelchair rigged to the railing or something like that. So, but to make sure it bounced down, it didn't like tumble over, and it looks great. They nailed it. It looks fantastic, and I'm sure it wasn't an easy shot to get, but in terms of the whole, like the practical effects, the planning, the setup, the execution of the whole kill was fantastic, and there's no way I could not put it at number one on this list, just because clearly it was the most work went into this scene, and it was yeah, it was fantastic. So that's it. That's my ranking of the Friday the 13th Part 2 kills. Um, yeah, this is a good one. Like there's obviously I've already shown a picture, so yeah, this is good stuff. Hmm. So yeah, that's it. That's my ranking. So yeah, I just want to before I go, I just want to say thanks to everyone who's been subscribing. The channel's been picking up a little steam. We're still chugging away here, but we're getting more subscribers every week. More people are leaving comments. I'm trying to. I've been replying to most every comment anyone leaves. I've been trying to respond. Thumbs up, just everything. I just appreciate it. I'm having a good time making these videos, and yeah, I got lots more planned for the year. So I just want to say, yeah, thanks for everyone for like subscribing and liking and leaving comments. It does help the channel a lot. It helps it grow, gets it in front of more people, and yeah, it's great. So if you like this video, well, I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna be making a part three, for sure, and part four, five, and I'll keep going. And once I'm done the Friday franchise, I'll probably move into some standalone 80 slashers. I like get to revisit all these kills, and yeah, it's fun. But yeah, so if you like this, click on the screen here. I'll put my ranking the kills for part one. I'll put that up here, and I'll also put my entire Friday the 13th film franchise rankings on the screen as well. So click on those, and yeah, that's it, guys. So yeah, until next time. All right, see ya.